Hey guys, welcome to sunny California. I know it's been a while. I had a little bit of a setback. I needed to adjust my meds because they weren't cutting it based off of my current life right now. Work's been really rough. And I don't know, for those of you who are on my Facebook, you see me like going crazy, almost literally. But today, I just wanted to show you a lot of people, as I've been telling them I'm doing yoga, they're like, oh, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible and I'm tired and like I don't feel good and whatever. So today I'm going to kind of show you what I call lazy yoga. So anybody can do this. It's super easy. Now, I am a little bit more flexible than some people, so I may go deeper than you might, but we'll kind of talk about that as we go along. So, start off on our mats, and I like to try to work from like head down. Okay. Now with my line of work and just me in general, I'm wound super tight. Like I always joke around that I'm like a chihuahua because I'm like wound so tight, and half the time I start shaking, I don't even realize I'm shaking, and it's just because I'm wound so tight. So the first thing I like to do is roll my neck. So we're just kind of start it nice and simple. I usually do it probably way longer than you should, but I usually do about 10 cycles each side, just really loosening up the neck. Okay. And switch to the other side. 1, 2, I guess I should be counting out loud for you guys, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can hear my neck cracking this entire time. 8, 9, 10. And I just realized, like, I put the phone right next to a fan. So let's go ahead and do something about that real quick. So pardon me. We're gonna turn this off for a second. It's actually a really gorgeous day. All right. So we rolled our necks. And then the next thing I do is I put my right hand, my right shoulder, just lightly touching on my right shoulder. Take my left hand, put it on the right side of my head, and kind of lightly, like very, very gently put pressure on your head so that you're stretching that space between your neck and your shoulder. And just hold that for a moment. Now another thing I like to do is I like to put my hand a little bit further back on my head and pull my neck forward a little bit so I get a different part of my neck stretched. Feel it out. Like everything about yoga is feeling it out. If it hurts, don't do it. Just adjust. Like right now, I'm getting some pressure in the shoulder, so I'm going to release some of the pressure on the shoulder itself, but I'm still putting pressure on the back of my head so that the neck is still getting some of that stretch. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, and then I'm going to go over to the other side, do the same thing. I actually haven't been doing a lot of yoga lately. I've been really, really tired, just like super drained. Cat mom life is rough. My cat is amazing. Like, I love Bruce Wayne, but he is ornery as hell. All right, so the next thing I do is I put my hands on the back of my head, kind of cradle my head, and then lean forward and kind of let the weight of my arms hang so that I'm putting a little bit of pressure right on the back of my neck to get that stretch. Now I get like tense all the way up to like where my brain where my spine meets my skull. So sometimes I give myself like a little massage while we're back there. All right, and then we kind of lift our head up. And I usually kind of roll my head back and forth. Sometimes I just sit there with my head straight up. But, you know, we spend a lot of time looking down. We don't spend a lot of time looking up. And you can get a nice, good, like, throat stretch. And also just, like, you can kind of feel some relaxation in certain parts of your neck and even your back kind of just... Oh, that's good. All right, then we're gonna do some shoulder rolls. So super easy. You know, I'm sure we did this in like, you know, gym class in elementary school. You just up and back and up and back and up and back and really like squeeze your what is it called? Your wing bones. I can't think of what the actual like word is right now, but really like squeeze them together because they'll, you know, compress those muscles and it'll be like a massage. Oh. Cool thing about yoga is that it can be like a self-massage. Sometimes I can get my muscles more relaxed than any masseuse can. Sometimes not. Sometimes, like, I personally get so tight that like yoga almost is impossible. In fact, I've had several massage therapists, like, they touch me and they're like, oh my God, what is wrong with your life? Why are you so tense? How are you so tense? I'm just like, listen, man, like, just don't talk. Just rub. All right, so now we're gonna switch and we're gonna roll our shoulders forward, up and forward, up and forward. Just keep going. And like, you can do this for as long as it feels good, really. All right, now in all the yoga videos, like, they try to talk you into like doing everything with your breath, and that's great if you can do that. Most beginners can't. I find myself very rarely synced up with my own breath. Just be patient with yourself and, you know, just focus on sensation. That's the best part of yoga, is just focusing on the sensations. All right, so I'm gonna kind of twist my neck, look to the side a little bit, just to get a little extra stretch in. All right, now I'm gonna do a twist. This is actually something a lot of my moves that I incorporate, I either learned from my friend Tina, who is like an angel on earth, or from Yoga by Adriene. If you haven't checked out Yoga by Adriene, definitely do it. She's excellent. So we're going to take our right hand, put it on our left knee. We're going to take our left hand and put it behind I've got some weights behind me. And we're gonna twist. Now I don't want you to twist too hard. If you try to force it, you can really, really hurt yourself. I learned this the hard way because I was like, I'm gonna be so good at yoga. I don't even think of myself as like a competitive person, but every now and again I get into this like competitive mindset out of nowhere. And yeah, just be very gentle as you twist into this. Just till it feels good. Don't push. All right, and then come back. Do the same thing on the other side. Oh, all right. So this next stretch, if you can't go, I'm gonna show you where most people go, and then I'm gonna go into my full stretch. Like, understand that you need to follow your body's restrictions. Your body will tell you, hey, this is too much. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our right hand, place it at our right side. We're gonna take our left hand and we're gonna pull it up and we're gonna lean to our right side. Now, for me, I take my right elbow and put it all the way down to the floor and I kind of make like a C. Yeah, we're not doing the YMCA right now, but you know, do a C for a little bit and I just hang here for about 10 seconds or as long as I need to. It starts to, you know, for me, my shoulders are a problem area. I've had surgeries on both of them, so I have to be very, very careful with what I'm doing because they're not, you know, I've never been big on exercise to begin with. And so I can't push as hard as some people. I have to, you know, be a little bit more gentle, take things a little slower. Now we're going to lift our arm up and turn our chest up so we're looking up at the sky. Whenever I would do this with my friend Tina, she would always say, smile. Sometimes when I do this, I actually think of her and it makes me smile. All right, now I don't know if everybody watching this is going to be able to do this, but when I first used to do this, we would kind of roll back up and sweep down, but what I do is I actually come down to the side a little bit so I get a good hip stretch out of it, okay? And this feels so good. And I just hang here for a minute, for a few seconds, or whatever, you know, whatever your body needs. I know it sounds super, super hippie-ish, and like whenever anything gets super hippie-ish, it's like, you kind of want to roll your eyes, but sometimes the hippies have it right. Sometimes the hippies do have it right. I think most of the time the hippies have it right, but you know, we like to shame healthy behaviors, I've noticed. We as a society, maybe not you who's watching this, but you know, we just come over to the other side. And you just feel your whole side stretch, and it just feels real. It feels so good. You just hold it for a little bit. And then we open up. So, you know, ladies, it's almost like you're showing your breasts to God. Guys, showing your pecs to God. And then we scoop down, place the arm down, and get that hip stretch. And sometimes I even get like a good back stretch out of this too. Like right where I am at right now, I've kind of got my body resting on my knee or my thigh, but I'm getting a real good stretch in my back. Alright, we're gonna come back to center. And then just kind of like, sometimes as you're stretching, you start to feel things tighten up and you just kind of have to like loosen up. You may see me kind of like shimmying around and stuff. Just me like feeling different spots in my body and just kind of giving them attention and love for a second. All right, so I don't know if it's going to be better for me to do this front ways or sideways. But we're going to try it sideways. I'll probably do a little frontwards as well. Yeah, this is going to get interesting. All right. So we're going to make our body. We're going to go into, this is called tabletop pose. It's kind of like, it's pretty simple, you know, you make your body as kind of as flat as possible, like you're going to make a table out of your body. Now this is a little bit less on the lazy side because you are putting some energy into like being almost like, it's almost like being in a half push-up. In fact, if you kick your knees out a little bit more, you'd be in a modified push-up position, but I like to do cat-cows. So this is a cow where you kind of arch your back, lift your butt, lift your head, and then you go into cat position where you kind of lift your back, drop your head. Sometimes I kind of push back a little bit to really get an extra stretch and kind of go back and forth between the two. This is also one of the moves that my friend Tina started me off with. The next one we're going to do is actually one of my favorite stretches because like I said before, my neck and my shoulders are all usually really tense. So the next one is called thread the needle, okay? Now I do my thread the needle. I don't instantly go into thread the needle. What I do is I take my hand and I hold it out and I hold it out straight. And I usually I try to hold it for like at least 10 seconds. And then you take it and you kind of scoop, put it through in between your arm, your left arm and your right leg. And you just pull it all the way through. You can kind of just lay there, feel the stretch for a little bit. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite stretches. Sometimes I find myself staying here a little too long. I'm just like, oh, I could sleep. But eventually you gotta come back up. Your other side needs a little love, so you pull it up. My right side is so much stronger than my left side. So now you'll actually see when my hand comes in, down. You just kind of sit here for a second. Now where your arm is placed also affects the stretch. So feel free to kind of like play around with that a little bit and see what feels good, see what feels natural. Also, if you can't, if anything is too much for you, don't do it. Find what feels good and do that. All right, so then from here, usually go into child's pose, which you can either do knees together and arms out. You really feel like a good stretch in your back. This is also another one of my favorites. Some people actually open up their knees a bit, go all the way down, hip to mat. Sometimes I even put my neck up, get that stretch in my neck. I feel almost like a those bear rugs, you know, with the heads when I do this. But it feels so good. Like, it just feels so good. Oh. Alright. And then I'm actually going to take my hands and put them behind my back. Lace my fingers. I'm going to look towards you guys while I do this. And I'm going to pull my arms up. Now, I need to put my face in here. Now this most people aren't going to be able to do. So, I mean, even if you're pulling it up here, if that feels good, do it. Maybe rock it out a little bit. I have what's called loose ligaments. So, what the doctor basically said that means is that it takes a little bit more time for me to be able to build strength, but flexibility, as you can tell, is no problem. So I'm basically just laying here as I'm like stretching my arms out. You know, just that good old lazy. Pull it back. Oh man. Give yourself a hug. Oh man. Give yourself a good hug. Just a good hug. People greatly undervalue hugs. Like, I live by myself, and the one thing that I miss when I'm alone too long is like sometimes I'm just like, yo, I need like a good long hug. Oh, switch. Now I want you to take your arms and kind of switch. Shake it a little bit, maybe move side to side. Roll it around, whatever you want to do. It's gonna sound super weird, and sometimes I feel like I'm in a straitjacket when I do this, but like I'm amused by it, so that's probably part of the reason I'm crazy. Oh, and then, all right, so we're gonna come back down for a minute. We're gonna walk our legs out, drop down, and go into, I think this is called cobra pose. So your bottom half is flat against the ground, and you're holding yourself up. Then I want you to kind of lean forward a little bit, get your belly on the ground, lift your legs. And if you're feeling really, really, grab your ankles. Sometimes I rock. Rocking horse. I don't know, I'm a effing weirdo. But you know what? That's fine. I've embraced it. But right now, if you were able to do this, you should feel it right in the outer glutes, right in your butt, your thighs. I'm gonna lay back down. I'm gonna keep my legs pulled forward. You do not have to do that. I'm gonna put my legs back down, go back up into cobra pose. Now for me, I can kind of get way back. Don't over push. But now I'm going to kind of pull up. Ooh. So now we're gonna kind of crawl forward. Now I've got some like thigh ones that I do. I'm not gonna do all that right now, because my legs really have been getting some good exercise. But let's see, it's gonna be the best way to do this. Also, don't mind my hair. I woke up like this. All right, so this next one's gonna look really funny, but I promise you it feels great. So you hug your knees and you kind of roll back. You just kind of roll. Just roll like you're a ball. And you want to try to keep it controlled. Like when I first started doing this, I was rolling to the left, I was rolling to the right. But as you're rolling, it's almost like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it feels really good. And it doesn't take a lot of effort either. Like this is almost soothing in a way, you know? All right. And now we're gonna lay back. Can you see my head? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna scooch down a little bit. So I'm gonna still be on my mat. I'm just gonna sit in this pose for a little bit. So it's just, my knees are pulled in as close to my tummy as possible. If you have any gas or bloating in your stomach, you're gonna become very aware of that in this pose. I knew, like when I first started doing yoga, I was I didn't realize how bloated I was. Like, I swear, some of this weight I lost was just gas alone. I know that sounds gross, but like, you may fart when you do this. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's good. It moves things along. All right, so we'll let go. We'll kind of put our arms to the side. Now I like to kind of rock my legs back and forth. So I bring my feet down, not quite to the point where they touch the mat, and then pull up, and then put them back down. You don't want them to touch the mat. You want them to hover, or you don't want them to touch the floor. You want them to hover, because that hover is going to, the gravity is going to kind of work to help it be, I guess, tension. I do this a couple times, you know. If your toes touch the mat, it's okay. Sometimes mine do because I just kind of let them dangle. But you should feel a little bit of an extra, like a stretch in your stomach as you're doing this. This is a very light, very light ab workout. And then I also take my legs and kind of tick-tock them to the sides. I saw this one exercise where it was like you take them all the way down and then come up, and then all the way down and come up. I can't go all the way down on that side because there's stuff there. My house is a mess. Don't judge me. But this also kind of gives you like a good twist. I do need to move these weights though. I was gonna do some weight work, but then I was like, you know what, why don't I make this video? I haven't made a lot of videos in a long time. All right, so now we're gonna do another twist. So we're gonna let our legs fall to the right. We're gonna turn our head to the left and just sit there for a moment. Now some people do crunches in this position.
I do sometimes. We're not gonna do that today. Today is just, it's low key lazy yoga today. Nothing major. Alright, now sometimes I take my leg and I put it over the other leg for an extra stretch, kind of let my ankle hang against my thigh, so I can also get a good like outer thigh and hip stretch. You'll see that on the other side when I change. Alright, and then come back up. Then we go down to this side. I'm gonna sit like this for a little bit. Hold for a few seconds. And then, like I said, I take this leg and I kind of like, see what I mean? Where I kind of stretch it out. Hold that for a while. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't realize how much tension you can hold in your glutes, like in your butt muscles. Like, it feels a little awkward to go to the masseuse and be like, yo, I need you to just rub all on my butt. I need you to just really dig into those cheeks, but like, whew, sometimes it's needed. So, I'm gonna have a bunch of guys in my DMs now talking about, I'll rub your butt for you. Okay, now what do I want? So now my lower back is a little sore. So we're gonna kind of go back into that rocking motion I was doing before, but instead of just going back and forth like this, we're actually gonna stretch out our legs and come back. Stretch and come back, and you're really gonna feel this in your abs. Remember, your lower body is just chilling, or your upper body is just chilling. So you could do this in bed. Five, 6, and you feel this in your hips. 7, 8, 9. We're just gonna do 10 of these right now because they're rough. Whew. Alright, and now we're gonna take our body, we're just gonna stretch out. And you're gonna take your arms, put them up above your head. I've got a lot of junk in my house because I've got animal stuff, I've got toys and stuff from when my nieces and nephews come. But anyway, just stretch yourself up and down as far as you can. I even kind of lift my back, arch my back a little bit, really get a good straight stretch so you can feel it in your abs, feel it in your arms, tighten your ab muscles, tighten your thighs, relax. I usually don't even do this exercise with weights, but that's why I brought these weights up, because I'm going to start doing it with weights. But I do an arm exercise where I just go 1, 2, and with no weights, this is fairly easy, but you can still kind of feel the movement, and the movement alone is nice. Like, I can feel it in my chest, like in here. And when you lift your arms, if you didn't know this already, you actually are, you open up your airway, airways. So if you're ever choking, you want to lift your arms up. Learned that from my dad, who I'm sure learned it either from his uncle, dear Uncle Bob, or his grandfather, Papa Doc. And Papa Doc was called Papa Doc because he was a doctor in Kennett Square. I'm very proud to say that I come from a family mostly of healers and teachers. Some are lawyers. We'll forgive them for that, though. I'm half joking. No offense to my lawyer friends. You know I love you guys. My lawyer family, I love you guys too. Alright, now I don't have the room to do what I want to make that full circle, but that still feels good. So we're going to twist like this. Kind of like I feel like this is sign language that I'm doing right now. Or very similar to a sign. Sometimes when I'm doing like arm exercises, I pretend like there's energy in between my hands that I'm kind of playing with. Alright, my arms are starting to get tired. Ooh, so now I'm gonna take my arms and kind of angle them down and in to stretch out my triceps. If you can't do that, that's fine. But that's what we're gonna do next. Now I need to think about what. Yeah, so people are always like, Kelly, do yoga if you're tired. I'm like, nah, you don't understand. Like, after I do yoga, I get tired because my body is so relaxed. I'm like, let's go sleep now. Let's go sleep. Oh, man. I feel like I need something. Ooh, I know which pose I'm going to do next. This is also another one of my favorites, even though it looks kind of sexual. So you plant your legs down on the ground in like an open V. How open you want your V is up to you. Alright, and then you keep your upper back on the floor, but you're gonna lift your pelvis. You should feel a tightness like right in here, right in your glutes. And just kind of hang there for a second. You can also lift up higher. I like to lift up higher. The tighter you hold your glutes, the higher up you'll go. Now I like to step it up and take my hands, put them underneath me, and kind of like lay on my arms. And that also gets an extra stretch. And then when I come down, kind of rest my butt into my hands, kind of grab my own butt. You ever grabbed your own butt before? Well, body appreciation. And honestly, sometimes I just lay here, not because I'm enjoying grabbing my butt, but actually just because laying on my arms like this is weirdly comfortable. All my back muscles right now are kind of like compressed sideways. So, like it's tight, so they're tightened. And then when I release, oh, get that. All right, and then why don't we do another twist? So we're going to leave our feet planted as they are. And I'm just going to roll over towards you. Keep my hands kind of in this position. You can also put them down. Put them wherever. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to have to kind of squeeze them in on the other side because I put my mat way too close to the bed. But this feels nice. Alright, and then you kind of roll back across. Then the other side. Actually, I had more room over here than I thought. This is nice. This is really like my low-key yoga. Like I'm not really breaking a sweat, mostly just stretching, just engaging my muscles. There are times when I'm like doing squats. I'm just gonna kind of lift my shoulders here for a second. In fact, I'm gonna reach for my knees. I'm just gonna hold here for a second. Come back down. I can still feel this tightness in between my shoulders. I just can't get. Oh man. So this next pose looks kind of funny, but it also has a funny name. It's called Happy Baby. So you lift your legs up and you spread them. You can kind of grab your ankles or grab your feet. I usually grab my ankles. I can grab my feet like very easily, but my feet are gross and sweaty and I don't want to touch them. The rest of me is kind of sweaty right now too, but I don't know, I just hate feet. You know how some people just hate feet? I'm one of them. You should just kind of sit here. And in this position, you feel like a stretch in your inner thighs. Alright, then we're just going to keep our legs straight up. I'm just going to hold our legs up for a minute. And you should, as you're holding your legs up, you should feel still like tenseness down the backs of your thighs. I have a tendency to lock my knees. Some people do, which I feel like intensifies the stretch. You pull your toes towards you. That also intensifies the stress. Or I can't talk, but whatever. You can bend your knees a little bit and pull your toes in. Point your toes out. In fact, let's give a little love to our feet for a minute. Let's, clench and unclench our toes. Roll our ankles. Being grateful that these things, ugly as they are, hold us up day in and day out. I try to give a little extra love to my ankles because they tend to, I actually have bad ankles. They roll. But it's also probably partly my fault because I wasn't always exactly, I've never really been like an active kid. Also, while you're in this position, this is gonna sound funny, but take a moment just to like admire the shape of your legs, because like everything kind of comes down. So like I know my legs do not look like this when I'm standing up. They are not this thin when I'm standing up, and I can just appreciate like the natural, looking and seeing like what my natural shape of leg would be if I had thinner thighs. I may get there. I've been pretty steadily losing weight. What's interesting is I think my thighs and my calves and my thighs really aren't that much bigger than the other. I call my my calves pony calves because they're so thick. All right, so now we're gonna kind of pull them back in, down. We're gonna just hold like this for a minute. Now I want you to grab your ankles and kind of lift your butt. And we're gonna place most of our weight on our mid and upper back. And we're just gonna hold for a moment like this. And you should feel the tightness, stretch in here, in your lower back. And I mean, only take it as far as you can. Like I can come and touch my toes to the floor, but if you can't, you can take it here, you can take it here. I mean, even if you take it here, it's still something, I feel like everybody thinks you have to move your muscles like fast to really burn weight. But I think it's more so about engaging them than anything else, making them work. Since starting this journey, since trying to get better, I'm just going to stretch our legs out this way. I have not, my one doctor was like, I think you should start running. And I had to bite my tongue because I wanted to be like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm not a runner. I have bad knees. They pop. Like, me running is just going to grind them. We're not doing all that. So right now, you can't really tell, but I've got my legs wide apart. But my feet, you can see where my feet are. See, look, there's my other leg. It's out to the side. We're kind of just stretching out our leg right in here is where I'm feeling this stretch right now. I don't know if you can even see my hand. Can you see my hand? Right here. Yeah, I like to do a lot of laying down yoga because my back hurts. Some would say, oh, just stretch your back. I'm like, I am. All right, so we're gonna come back down and we're gonna get back up. Roll over gently, pardon my belly. I'm gonna roll onto the ground, crawl back onto my mat. I feel like my butt is most definitely hanging out of these pants. We're gonna kind of lift up. I'm gonna step up for a second. Fix said yoga pants. Tuck my belly in. And we're just gonna hang for a moment. I can touch the floor. If you can't touch the floor, that's fine. If you have to be fingertip length, that's cool. In fact, usually what I do is I kind of do a slow roll up. So I start here where I'm flat, and then I roll up to where I'm like either fingertips, or right now I'm just gonna do about knuckles. So like my knuckles, and hold that for a second. And then I roll up again to my fingertips. Hold that for a moment. Then I pull my arms up and cradle them together. Sometimes I rock them, swing them. Well, actually, I haven't swung them before, but this actually feels really good. Roll up a little bit more so that you're almost at like a 90. We're almost at that 90-degree angle. I'm still rolling my shoulders forward, so I'm still getting that upper body stretch. But you can come up so that you are at that kind of 90-degree almost angle. And kind of hold that for a moment. Your leg, you'll feel this in your legs, you'll feel this in your glutes, you'll feel this in your back. Now from here, sometimes I go into a squat, and I'll just kind of hold my squats for a few seconds. But holding a squat for a while is a lot. Anybody who does squats knows. And like while you're down here, just kind of like roll your head, roll your neck, shake your shoulders, just kind of loosen everything up. You know, shimmy your chest a little bit. Become so much more aware of my body since doing yoga. So like, and I know some of you smart Alex are gonna make comments about my boobs when I say this, but I get like this tenseness in my chest right above my boobs. So just kind of shaking things out. Do a little dance, you know, if you have to. I'm just kind of, I don't know, man. Sometimes you just gotta get weird with it. All over the place, just loosen things up, man. Loosen things up. Then we're gonna come up. Gonna lift our arms up top. Stretch it out. You know, bring them down. Do some classic, you know, third eye yoga stuff. So while this looks super like Hare Krishna, whatever, I don't know, is that racist? I don't know, I'm sorry. You should feel a stretch in your shoulders, your arms. You're gonna bring it down here. You're still gonna feel a stretch in your arms, but a different stretch. And then you come down. And then you come back up. You can do this as fast or as slow as you want. I don't even think you can see me at this point. I just realized you can't see what I'm doing. So in a standing position, go up. You can do this sitting down too. To the third eye. To your heart. And down. And then up. You'll feel that stretch. Third eye. Heart. Take your arms out, bring them forward, take your arms out, bring them forward. Just pretend you're a composer for a moment, or maybe a bird flying the wrong, no, I guess birds wouldn't fly like this, but
Lower neck, good. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel pretty good now. I feel like I could probably get a little bit more stretch in, but it's still like in my neck. It's just I need a good crack. Let's see. Whew. Alright. How long has this video been going? Wow, we did almost a whole hour. Was that really? How do you guys feel about it? Was it difficult? Was it hard? Let's see. Since we have a couple more minutes, let's just do the whole hour. And we're gonna do one more pose. This one's also gonna look a little weird, a little sexual. But I want you to take your arms and pull them back. I want you to lift your butt. Kind of put your head on the ground. Even if you really feel, you can put your arms all the way through your legs. You can grab your ankles if you're feeling ambitious. Wiggle your butt. Twerk if you want. Make sure you switch both sides of your neck. So both sides of your neck, get that stretch, because your neck's stretching when you do this too. And you're arching your lower back too, so your butt's straight up. If your man catches you in this position, you're probably about to get it. Sorry, inappropriate. But if you know me, you know how I am. Oh, head up. This actually feels really good. Right now I'm actually using my head to massage my back muscles. Probably looks crazy right now, but it feels good. My elbows are starting to hurt though, so we're going to pull them out. Gonna pull them here. We're going to still stay arched. Hold this for a moment, just a little bit more, just to get your, as you press the weight into your palms, into your fingertips, you should feel a little bit in your chest. We're gonna lift, dip your butt in, roll back down to your sitting pose. Oh, that was good. Oh, kind of want to do some more back rolls though. As you can see, I'm still kind of rolling I have a tendency to hunch. I gotta remember to roll back, lift up, fat, coming back in. Do one of these, put your arms back behind you. Just kind of sit like this for a minute, like you're taking in the sun. Get stretch. Do a backwards push up almost. Let your arms take you down. Tuck your arms kind of underneath you. And then just gonna kind of lay. We're gonna chill in this pose for a minute. This is like backwards dead bug pose. I don't know if that's what this is called, but that's what it feels like.
I've got my arms like tucked underneath me in a really weird position. I don't know if anybody like watching this is looking at me like, I can't do that. That's fine. I'm kind of just doing this to get my full hour in. Told you guys I do an hour of yoga, or I try to. You know, honestly, if I don't get a full hour in, I almost feel cheated at this point. Sometimes you don't have the time, you don't have the energy. Sometimes you don't have either. Oh, alright. Yeah, even if you can do any of this, it's good for your body. You can see it right now. Hands on my back, stretching it out. And remember, guys, if I can do it, you can do it to like some degree. Don't push. Listen to your body. Feel it out. You will be amazed what your body will tell you once you start listening to it. The camera is like here, which is why, but like I can see myself. Well, hold on, right there. I hate camera orientation. It's annoying. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for anybody who has been watching the video. Thanks for everybody who supported me and everybody who, you know, is there when I need them. I definitely appreciate it. And I don't know, I guess that's all I have. So, love you guys. Bye.